Robertson here with Sapphire Training, and I'm going to go through a six-pack ab video for you today. Alright, the first exercise is called a double crunch. So you're going to be down on the ground, you're going to crunch up once, twice, and then back down for two. So you crunch once at the bra line, and then up as high as you can go, and back down two. Now if you can't quite go that high, totally fine, go to whatever height that you can go to. Typically you want to do this about 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Second one of my favorites, is called a lemon squeezer. You start laying flat like this, you're going to crunch up and sit on your sits bones and back down. Up and down. If you want to make it a little more challenging, try not to let your feet drop down. And again, same thing, 10 to 15 reps of those, depending on how you're feeling. Our third exercise is a reverse crunch. I like to have my legs straight up and then straight out. You put your hands underneath. I like to put them underneath your bottom. Legs straight up, straight out. Up and out. How far you go out depends on where your lower back goes. If your lower back starts coming off the mat, you don't want your legs to go quite as low. So depending on how that low back fits with the ground, that's going to be different for every person. Our next exercise is one of my favorites. It is a plank. When you do a plank, you're going to be resting in this position like this. You're going to hold that. If you're a beginner, just 20 seconds is probably you're going to be able to feel it. If you're a little more advanced, 30 seconds to a minute. So I'll show it from the other side angle. You want to make sure your butt's not too high or it's not too low. You want to be straight right in that middle. And I usually recommend doing those 2 sets of those, and daily is when you want to do them. The oldest person I've ever had do them was 84, and I make all my clients do them. The way that he did it was a little bit different. So if you need to, you can do the same thing, only go to your knees. So instead of being on those toes, you can drop down to those knees. The next one is kind of the sister exercise to that plank, and it's a side plank. To start this one, you're going to be up, rest up on that shoulder, your feet stacked together if you can, shoulder, hip, ankles, knees, everything is in one straight line, and you hold like so. I usually like to hold it for about 30 seconds. After 20 seconds, I start to do some crunches. So those last 10 seconds, I'm crunching over to the side just to hit my obliques a little bit more. Now I'm going to repeat and do the same thing on my other side. Again, 1 to 2 sets of those is fine. My last one is called an up-down plank. This one's a little bit more challenging, but there's different variations that you can do as well. First one, up on those toes, you go up to your hands and then drop it back down. Up and down. So from the side, up, down, up, and down. To make it a little easier, you can always drop to those knees. Same thing, going up to your hands and then back down. And that is 1 rep when you go up and then down. This counts as 1 rep. I usually like to count, but I do go by 20 to 30 seconds of that, but I still count so I can see, was my first set or did I stop down and dip down my sets the next time. So that was my workout for today to get your 6-pack abs. You want to do that 2 to 3 times a week, depending again on your fitness level. If you're new, I would start with just doing it twice a week. If you're a little more experienced, 3 times a week. Your abs are like any other body part. You want to give them rest. You don't want to train them daily. So, this is Andrea Eilertz again with Sapphire Training. Go ahead and check out my website at sapphiretraining.com. Thanks.